Melissa with you again, live from the National Hardware Show here in Las Vegas. With me again, I've got Phill Menendez. Now, Phill, we've been talking about the u-stripeit and design tool. Now, we've used the tool, we've got the stripes on the walls, but you have a ton of tips to give people. What's the very first tip that we need to know about when we're using u-stripeit and design?
Well, I'd say tip number one, what I usually do, you're going to have the painted stripe and the non-paint. The paint stripe and non-paint. So on all your non-paint stripes, what you should do is put a piece of blue tape there, because you can see there's a lot of stripes on the wall, and as you're painting it can be very confusing, and you could accidentally touch the non-paint stripe. So this one's going to be paint, that one's going to be non. This one's paint, this one's not. So when I paint it, I'm going to know exactly which one to paint and which one not to paint.
Tell me a little bit about the tape, because tape is a really important element of working with stripes.
Yes, a lot of people say that when they do stripes that it bleeds through. Most of the time they're not educated on the types of tape, what to use. What we usually use and recommend is the 1-inch delicate painter's tape. And if you see here, it must say delicate on the tape. When you're at the store, the difference is this tape is really smooth, okay? When you have a masking tape, it's a lot rougher and there's little bubbles in it. So when you put it on the wall, those little rough holes, the paint's going to seep underneath and it's going to cause it to bleed.
So now it's time to paint. All right, let's see this in action. So we've used our tool, we've saved ourselves, what, probably about half the time it takes normally with a laser level and pencils and chalk marks and all that. Eliminate all that. All you need is this one tool, u-stripeit and design. It's as simple can be. And then Phil's just going to paint the stripes and you're off to go. So if you've got something better to do afterwards, you've done your designs, ready to watch the game, as Phill might watch the game, and or whoever's doing it. You know, you do whatever you want to do, but it takes half the time to do it.
Yes. Using my Foam Pro 4-inch roller here that works really well, you paint the stripes on the wall. Usually, the beginner, after they get used to it, the first couple stripes, you're going to feel a little weird, but after the 4th or 5th stripe, it should only take the person probably 45 seconds to do a 8 to 10 foot wall on about a 12-foot stripe.
So you can see we've been having some fun here today. We've got all kinds of designs here. We'll talk about that in our next episode. For now, Phil's just going to take off the tape and show me what we got here.
Off the tape, you can take it off probably to 45 seconds if you get finished painting it. The quicker you pull it off, the better it's going to be.
And that's another thing too. Do you let it dry or take it off when the wall's still wet?
I take it off when the wall's still wet. And when you're pulling the tape off, you pull towards the wet paint.
And that's a good tip, because most people want to leave it till it's dry.
Right.
And I like to take it off right away. Very easy to do. And there you go. Voila.